Hello and welcome to Sidequest. This is our weekly video game show here at Geekverse. I'm your host Dylan Muss, and I have with me the Half-Life 3 or bust. Travis, no, that's the one. Totally butchered that. How are you doing, Travis?
I am doing all right. I'm excited. Video Game Awards time is always a fun time to think about what could win and other predictions. So it's always a fun time. And the show, whether it's good or bad, is always a fun watch. So I'm excited to watch it. Hopefully be on the cast. It's gonna be depending off my twins fall asleep. That's the plan. But if I can get them asleep by the time it goes live, I'll be sneaking in because of Nutcracker. But I'm excited for the season nonetheless. So.
Absolutely. And then we also have the Taylor Field of Fields with us. How's it going, buddy boy?
It's going good. It's Monday. Mondays are fun day, so.
Are they?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because a fine day Sunday, and then what did you say for Monday?
Fun day, Monday.
A fun day. Okay, fine day and then fun day. That's not confusing at all. Yeah, we're supposed to have a full house, but Kirkland busy, so he's not here. But yeah, today we're gonna be talking about the Game Awards, which is of course happening next week, next Thursday, the 10th or 11th, something like that. I think it's like Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's
Thursday.
public. There you go. I don't know, something like that. But today we are going to do predictions. We're going to go through all the categories minus esports and make our predictions, who we think is going to win each category, talk through them as well. And then we'll also do some predictions about what we think some announcements could be. Taylor Fields, of course, got the fun, wacky ChatGPT.
Which was wild last year. Jeff was riding in on stuff, remember?
Yeah, there was like dragons and fire, and it was insane. So we'll see. And none of it happened, but you know what? It was
this
fun
year
to dream. But yeah, we'll see. So that's fun as always. So with that, let's just get right into it here. We're going to start with the awards and doing our predictions there, and then we'll loop back around to the announcements at the end of all things. But yeah, I'm going to pull it up here. So for the YouTube people, you can see what we're doing here. Me and Travis did a quick first impressions of like really just 2 or 3, maybe the bigger category. I guess we talked through all of them, but like didn't really have a big conversation about most of them. Mm-hmm. But we can do that here as well. So yeah, Game of the Year. The 6 contenders are Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 On the Beach, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hades 2, Hollow Knight Silksong, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I guess it's probably worth doing this, but just as a reminder for you guys and for everyone listening, the way the Game Awards works is it has a big jury of people. Those people are like, IGN is one of them, You're Kind of Funnies, MinMax, different podcasts, things like that. But they're just publications from all around the world. They get ballots, and for each of these categories, they pick 5 things unranked for each one. So, IGN gets Game of the Year. Put your 5 things in the Game of the Year bucket. Okay, IGN dumps 5 things in there. All the outlets dump in their 5 things. And then this is just a tabulation of all those things. So I think the important thing to note there is that, it doesn't matter if IGN thinks Clair Obscur is Game of the Year or if Kingdom Come Deliverance is Game of the Year. It has the same vote power from like that one outlet. It all just gets put into a hat there. I think there are cases where they could choose to only put in one thing. If let's say they're doing like best racing game and it's an outlet that doesn't cover a lot of racing games, maybe they would only put Mario Kart or something like that. But for the most part, that's pretty much how it works. You pick 5 things, and then they say that they'll just, whatever the 5 most popular things are, unless there's a tie, that's what they have in the category. But it seems like Game of the Year always has 6, so I think they just put the top 6 now, unless there was once again a tie. But I feel like if that is the case, there's been a tie every single year. So that's more or less how the Game Awards work. So once again, it is absolutely a popularity contest, and there isn't like, oh yeah, for this award, I feel like let's give it to this game over this game. Like there isn't like a jury in that way, right? Like these juries aren't really talking to each other. It's just all these different outlets in isolation doing stuff. Who knows what happens behind the scenes? But that's more or less how it works. So just as a quick reminder, of course. But again, the Game of the Year stuff: Clair Obscur, Death Stranding 2, Bonanza, Hades 2, Silksong, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Taylor, when you saw this list, or when you're seeing it now, what do you think of this? Any snubs, or is there anything that's like, wow, I'm surprised that's in this contender for the Game of the Year this year?
I mean, Donkey Kong, I haven't played it, but I'm actually kind of surprised that's in there. But I'll just take as people's word for it. I feel like, Death Stranding makes sense. Hades 2 makes sense. A lot of these are games, all of these are games that I have not played personally, but I've heard lots of other people talking about. most notably Claire Obscure or
Mm-hmm.
Expedition 33. That's the one that's like everyone's just raving and praising that one.
Yeah.
Um, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, I don't really know anything about that, so I'm going to say I'm kind of surprised that that one's actually in here because that's the one that maybe I haven't really heard any one of my friends talk about, maybe one in passing, but everything all these other games I'm very familiar with based on hearsay and word of mouth, so
Hearsay.
Yeah, I like the hearsay description. Yeah, I feel like unless there is a tie, Come is definitely like number 6 on this list. I feel like in terms of votes that came through. Although that game has a lot of fans that are very passionate about it, so that makes a lot of sense. And yeah, as you mentioned there, Claire Obscure, we're gonna see that game a lot tonight, coming up in almost every single category that it's eligible in, even a couple that it feels wrong that it's in those categories even, but that's again how it works because the Game Awards doesn't limit you as to what you put in what category. These outlets can do absolutely whatever they want, and Jeff, he just kind of lets it happen. So, yeah, prediction wise, for me, this is a kind of an easy slam dunk. I feel like it is going to be Claire Obscure. I mean, I also feel like Silk Song is probably really right up there with it in terms of overall votes and whatnot. But I feel like Claire Obscure maybe just had it just got everything, and the fact that it's in so many categories makes me pretty confident that that's going to take it. So that's going to be my prediction. I would be surprised if you guys pick something different, but let me know. What do you think?
No, I think this is one that's been kind of those clear cut years, unless there's some surprise, which can happen in award shows. You kind of over analyze it, and everyone just thinks that's the one, but then a contingency rises up. But no, it just feels like when this game came out, I was like, okay, this is the front runner, and then I just felt like nothing ever took its spot. And I guess Silksong, I agree with you. If there's any surprise, I guess it could be that, but I just feel like it didn't have the overwhelming tsunami hype where it takes to take it down, right? Like I can't remember. Me and Fanboy Clay made the bet a couple of years ago when I picked Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and I think it was Baldur's Gate that won, but
Yeah.
that came out in the summer, and that was like once that came out, I knew okay, I lost that bet because you could just feel that momentum. Where I feel like I've not felt that with any of these games other than 33. So yeah, I put my vote on 33.
I'm there too.
Okay. Pretty easy. Okay, next up then is going to be Best Game Direction, which has Claire Obscure, Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Ghost of Yotai, Hades 2, and Split Fiction. So Ghost of Yotai and Split Fiction being the ones that kind of got subbed in here. Yeah, I feel like we probably talked about this a little bit, Travis, but yeah, Hades 2 is maybe the surprising one for me here to see in here, just because of the category awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction design. Just feels like a very sequel to me. Supergiant Games is a developer that people love, and people know a lot of the names of the people who work there, and I feel like it is known in that way, and that's, I think, a big thing for people putting things into this category. Split Fiction as well. Obviously, Joseph Fares, a big personality, especially on the Game Awards stage. We've seen him many times before. Fuck the Oscars, all that good stuff. So, and Kojima as well. Like people, maybe Ghost of Yotai is the one that kind of stands out in Claire Obscure just because it's a newer team. But interesting to see that what was picked in this category. But I think for me, it's going to be a Claire Obscure again. Sometimes there is a split on this, but I think it's just going to be Expedition 33 sweeping this again.
Which way are we going? Don't know if I'll reveal my hand yet.
I mean, it's just Expedition 33 is on this list, so I'm just gonna vote for it.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna go that way too. If people in the early years remember, I did point out there was I think it was like 4 to 5 years. Maybe there's like a 5-year stretch, and there was 1 year there was difference, but there was a long stretch of them doing the split. I also talked about this in Oscars. I feel like there's like voting bodies or just the moods people are in sometime, or it's the games where it's like, well, we really love both games, but we can't award them for one. And I don't know if it was conscious. I don't know if it was just like, it just happened to be lucky matter of fact, but that's where for many years it was, oh, whoever won game direction didn't necessarily win game of the year. Where the past few years, I think that's changed. I know that happened with Baldur's Gate. What happened? Who won game year last year?
Oh my God, what came out last year?
What was it last year? Because Ballers was before, and Astro,
Astro won,
and
yeah.
that one game direction as well. So I feel like now it's kind of in that wavelength, and like people know about me. I've said this about Oscars, said about the games. For me, it's if I was voting, it's 1-1. Whatever's game of the year, I'm giving a game direction as well. It's that team, that person, if they direct the game of the year, they also deserve this award. To me, they're kind of one the same. But yeah, I think this is another year where 33 takes it. And I'm interested to see in the next couple of years if we get another situation where they kind of split. But it hasn't happened in the past couple of years now. So.
Yeah. Okay, moving along then. Next up is Best Narrative. We have Claire Obscure, Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yotai, Kingdom Come, Deliverance 2, and Silent Hill F. I really like to see Silent Hill breaking into the narrative category here. I think that's really cool. A game I have not played yet, but definitely very excited for that one. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like Kingdom Come is one that I hear about just kind of the little moments and like the world and stuff over just hearing about like a really interesting main narrative story campaign type situation. So that one's kind of interesting that it sneaks in there as well. For me, I might be a broken record here, but I'll say it again. It's Claire Obscure for me on this one as well. I mean, that game's narrative is excellent. The voice acting, even just the premise, the hook alone is more interesting than like the story of anything else on this list, in my opinion. And that's just like the first 15-minute like prologue hook of the game, and then it goes into a million cool places after that. So yeah, that's gonna be my pick as well.
Yeah. No, I think so. I think I said this on that one cast we did. If there's anywhere where they want to throw like Kojima a bone, maybe people would kind of go here because he's known for his narratives. But I think even people that liked liked this game more than me, I still think people prefer that first story versus this. I don't think it's like a Last of Us 2 where The Last of Us, like I still prefer Last of Us 1, but there's heavy hitters for Last of Us 2, right? Where I don't know if there's heavy hitters for Death Stranding 2.
Yeah.
I think most people would be like, oh yeah, I could see, like even people I've talked to, Hidalgo's one. He loved the story. And then when I brought many things, he's like, oh yeah, I can see your point. I think that's that thing where it's not like you push back like, no, like that's not an issue. So I think it's 33, just had that hype. I know the voice acting obviously has gotten a lot of praise. We'll get to it in best like voice performance. When you have that many people nominated in there, that to me is kind of like a tip of the hat to be like, how can that not get narrative? So and we'll see, and maybe this will be a recurring thing, but we'll have to see. Maybe I'll look while you're looking at this of what the record is for who's won the most game awards ever, because I wonder if it's gonna it got the most nominations, right? I think it broke
I
that
would not be
record.
surprised because it like above all these other kind of big, more critical categories, it's also like both indie game categories. It has 3 voice actors, which is like crazy. So if you count that as 3 separate votes, that's like huge. So I feel like it must. I can't think of another game that's had as much as zhuzh to it.
So it has that, and then right now, the aforementioned, funny enough, Last of Us Part 2 has the most wins at 7. Currently the record holder. Baldur's Gate
wins, but not the most.
Not nominations, no, just the most wins. And
Did it?
second,
Was that the second most nommed? Does it say? What you're looking at?
That doesn't say that here because I just got the winners now. But and then Baldur's Gate and God of War Ragnarok were tied for 6 wins. So there you go. So and I think it could easily at least tie those, but we could see maybe some
interesting
history
thing with Baldur's Gate, because I think it appears in like community support or something. So I wonder if you factor it over the course of multiple years for a game like that, which Claire Obscure probably wouldn't have unless it has like a big DLC, I guess, which is atypical for the ongoing game thing. But I wonder if that like climbs Baldur's Gate over time. Like I don't think we'd count like most anticipated as an award win for a game.
I don't
like if GTA 6 wins that, then we count that as like it having a game award going into next year. But in the case of community support, I feel like that is worthy of counting that for their overall total, even if it is like a separate year. But in that case, maybe League of Legends, or not League of Legends, fucking Fortnite. Maybe that has the most game awards of all time.
That's
across
true.
all the years of the game awards.
And you were right. Last of Us 2 was the previous nomination holder with 11. So Claire got 12. So
Oh, okay. Does that, and again, throwing all these numbers at you, for that Claire, does that count 3 separate voice actor ones, or is that just like in voice acting, Claire appeared once?
that I don't have
You know
that
what I mean?
specific breakdown. I know what you mean, but I don't have that. I think it's including them all. I think it's including the voice actor ones as well. So that's kind of 3 goes right there. So
Yeah. But Last of Us must have had that too, right? Probably Ellie.
no, Last of Us only had Abby nominated, and she won it.
Ellie.
But no, not Ellie. No, she won.
Wow.
I think the first time, but yeah, not that because I think it was a big deal because people hated Abby, so they're like, of course they nominate her and da. But no, yeah, it was just Abby.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. Taylor, did you weigh in on narrative yet?
No,
I already wrote
no.
down Expedition, but I don't know if you actually picked that yet.
I mean, I feel like I feel like I'm a broken record because I like your pitch for Silent Hill. I feel like that's, I mean, narrative based. That's definitely up there. But Clair Obscur again. It's my friend was just telling me the other day how it was making him cry when he was playing. I thought, man, that's a good narrative.
It's a deeply emotional game for sure. You guys got to play it at some point. Okay,
It's on the list.
moving along to best art direction. We've seen a few of these games before. Clair Obscur, Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yotai, Hades 2, and Silk Song. For me, this is the first time where it's not just like a runaway win for Clair Obscur, and I'm not sure what I'm going to pick yet. So I'll let one of you guys go first this time around. What are you thinking for best art direction?
Taylor, the floor is yours.
You know, I feel like Hades, that first one, really popped off with this. I can't remember if it actually won Best Art Direction for its year. Ah, but Hades 2 just doesn't have that same buzz that that first one does have. I feel like I could see Hollow Knight's Silk Song. I don't know why, but I'm kind of leaning into that.
Gorgeous game, no doubt.
Yeah, honestly, I'm with Taylor on that. You know what? I'm with Taylr, but I'm gonna go with my gut. And I'm just gonna stick with 33. I think if there's a surprise, it's here because maybe people are like, oh, I voted for a lot of other places, but again, if people are just vibing with it that much, I feel like I got better. I feel like I'll go against 33 when I feel very strongly against it, and I don't. So yeah, I'm gonna still go with 33 here. But I think like Dylan said, it's not a pure lock. This one, like the other ones, feel pretty confident it's going that way. I'd make pizza bets on them all. This ain't been any pizza. So
Yeah, Death Stranding is a tricky, because I feel like when we first saw that game, or maybe it was the second time, I forget, but like, remember just like those trailers, Travis, like the drone shots almost of like the dunes of Mexico or whatever it
Yeah.
was, and just like these gorgeous landscape shots was like, oh my god. So in terms of like raw fidelity, it feels like, well, Death Stranding, of course, that would win it, but of course, art direction can mean so much more than that. And yeah, for me, Clair Obscur, it's just like oozing with style, like even in the UI and combat, like the costume design has some of the best video game costume design I've ever seen. The characters all have really unique looks to them and tattoos, and then like the weird imagery of like the kind of distorted France and whatnot. And interesting for me, I feel like I don't know if this is a good or bad thing for these games, but all of these, with the exception of Clair Obscur, are the second game in a series, and they don't really change the art style dramatically from the first one. So I wonder if that hurts them at all, that it's like more the same. I feel like Hades 2, if anything, changes the most, your point, Taylor. And like I remember those like trailer cutscenes they had hyping up that game are gorgeous. I would watch an animated show all about that. But I'm going to be boring here, and I'm going to go with Clair Obscur because you know what? It's a gorgeous game, and it deserves this, you know? I'm not even
potential
saying
upset
that
for Taylor
disparagingly.
though. Potential, you know. So
Yes, he's got Silk Song there, so you know, he's diverging from the rest of us here. Okay, we'll see if he does that again with best score and music, where we have Christopher Larkin for Hollow Knight Silk Song, Darren Korb for Hades 2, Lorian Testar for Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Toma Atoa for Ghost of Yotai, and then Travis's favorite Woodkid and Ludwig Forsell for Death Stranding
Yeah.
2 on the beach. So I feel like interesting. I guess that they have to like pick the specific composers for this, because I feel like Death Stranding has a lot more music than just because Ludwig must be like the score guy.
he
right?
is. Yeah, he's a composer. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Woodkid would be just like, I guess, has the most
His original songs. Yeah.
original songs, even though there's other music in there. And then even Ghost of Yotai, I remember it had like different like lo-fi beats and stuff that was like different
Right.
DLCs and stuff, which I imagine were different composers. I mean, maybe it is this one composer that did all these different versions and stuff, but interesting in that case. But yeah, what do you think about that one, Travis? Is your favorite Death Stranding, is that going to take it, do you think?
Oh, I'll pull Grandma and just say like, oh yeah, like I've not played any of these games, but Death Stranding's the best on this list, no matter what. I don't care if it wins or not. And again, I've not heard any of these. I don't know. It obviously, yeah, it deserves some great credit, but I can't really say that because I've not played these. Let's see here. I'm gonna go because I feel like I'm basing this off of Mike, and I feel like I've heard him at least drop the word "score" a few times in the Discord while describing the game. So I could have a faulty memory, but I think I'm gonna also go with 33 and
Okay.
say they don't they don't change it up. So
I'll jump in after you here. I mean, this is a stack list. I haven't played Yotai yet, but like always, that first game soundtrack is super good. Silk Song's soundtrack is unfreaking believable. It is so damn good. It's like Lord of the Rings level epicness. Runs the gamut from like creepy to like epic orchestral stuff. It is outstanding, but I do think that again, Clair Obscur. It has, I think one thing that's huge for this category is having just like a memorable main theme. And Clair Obscur has that. It already has like a theme, a vibe to it that when you hear, if you've played the game and you're just browsing Reddit and someone like has that music playing with something, you're just immediately, chills, like the rocks in the house for it. And yeah, Death Stranding has the vibes for sure. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Clair Obscur, and I feel like when that's ripping on the when they do the Game of the Year orchestra, it's gonna be a banger track this year, no doubt. But yeah, when that Clair moment comes in and you have someone up there doing the vocals, like the house, the house is gonna be burning down. It's gonna be sick. So I'm gonna go with Clair Obscur on this one again, which I have not deviated from yet. But Taylor, what are you thinking? You went Silk Song last time. Are you gonna go Silk Song again?
I mean, Woodkid. I love some Woodkid. They've been with Woodkid since Assassin's Creed, but
you gotta get on Death Stranding, man. You're gonna love Death Stranding too. Woodkid pops off.
I love a good pop off.
There's a logo here, leveled up by Spotify. It says for the score music, so I guess Spotify is an official sponsor. Interesting.
Ooh, yeah, I'm gonna go Woodkid with this. Goes my heart.
Oh,
I love
he's
that.
going with the heart pick. Okay. I hope you're right.
Me too.
That would be very cool. Okay, next up is Best Audio Design, recognizing the best in-game audio and sound design. We have not Call of Duty, but we have Battlefield 6. We have Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, On the Beach, Ghost of Yotai, and Silent Hill F. Now, this is a tricky one because I love Clair Obscur, but the sound design... Yeah, I don't know if that for all these categories so far, I see it. I see the vision. For this one, I don't. It sounds good. It must because I played the game and I don't remember it sounding bad. But that's the thing that the first time where I'm feeling like there's a weakness in the armor or something like that. Is that a hand of?
I got a question. Yeah,
please go ahead.
Because I maybe, and you can cast your vote first, sure, or I'm not sure if you want to do that, Taylor. But I feel like every year I hear your pitch about why Call of Duty is going to win this category and then you list off all the 10 things Call of Duty does, like the sound of the tires in the dirt or the sound of this. Does Battlefield? Obviously, you haven't played Battlefield, but it's in that slot. Does that go towards that? Does all those people that usually vote for those, you hear the reload of the gun, does that transfer their votes for the Battlefield 6, or are they going elsewhere this year?
I feel like it'd be Battlefield. Battlefield, they really focus on details and whatnot. And I was watching some comparison videos actually recently where it was like Call of Duty, the guy just throws the grenade, doesn't pull the pin out of the grenade, but in Battlefield, the pin comes out of the grenade and throws it.
Voted for the pin sound.
The pin sound, yeah. But just some of those audio bits that you get are just unmatched. They're so far out.
Is that
So
your
is that
vote,
your
though?
pick?
Yeah.
Yes, Battlefield 6 is definitely my pick.
Ooh, okay. I like to see that. I'm really between Death Stranding and Clair Obscur, just for the fact that it is Clair Obscur. But I feel like Death Stranding 2 to me, I mean, that game has freaking sound design.
Oh,
There's fun sound effects all over the
Troy
place.
Baker on the guitar.
Yeah. I guess that counts because that's not quite score. It's just
Exactly,
him
yeah.
yapping on the guitar. And you know what, Death Stranding 2, I was thinking it's a less popular game, but at the same time, it still is in almost all these categories, just like Clair Obscur.
It's popular
we're
in
giving
this
credit to
community,
Clair,
for sure,
but it's right there. Oh, and I feel like this one is a category that definitely has some recency bias to it, so that's why I do Battlefield is a pretty good pick, but Death Stranding at least more recently came out than Clair Obscur. So you know what? I think I'm going to throw my weight behind Death Stranding here. I feel like the safe thing, honestly, is probably Clair Obscur just because it is what it is. But I'm going to go with Death Stranding here. I'm going to put my heart behind this one a bit.
And that's where I'm going the opposite way. The juggler going for 33, especially with you two not on it. If one of you went that route, maybe I'll go somewhere else. But no, this is a chance for me to make some room here. Pulling for Death Stranding, but I think we have the three that could win though, in my opinion. So
Yeah, I think Silent Hill F doesn't quite have the juice to it, and Ghost, I think none of us have played it, so it's hard to comment on that. But I'm sure the swords sound unbelievable.
I can see it. The first, like the first one has that type of like vibe, right? So yeah.
Okay, well, let's go from audio design all the way to performance here, where we have Ben Starr for Claire Obscure. We also have Jennifer English in Claire Obscure, and we also have Charlie Cox in Claire Obscure. So taking up half the spots here. We got Eric Ishii for Ghost of Yotai, Kanatsu Kato for Silent Hill F, and Troy Baker from last year's Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. And I'm struggling with this one here. I unfortunately don't think Ghost of Yotai, Silent Hill F quite have the sauce to make it here. I think for me it's either Indiana Jones or Claire Obscure, but Claire Obscure has 3 of those spots. And that's where it gets tricky. That's where it gets tricky for me. I just kind of feel like popularity-wise, which Game Awards is, popularity contest, I feel like everyone's going to have Indiana Jones unless they forgot that like they can't nominate it because it came out last year. That's where it's tricky,
Yeah, this one's tough because I think it's really like all these people for the most part. I can't speak to Kametsu Kato, but I've not seen these people on this list before. So it's Troy Baker versus like a bunch of newbies in this type of arena, right?
I feel like Ben Starr and Jennifer English have probably been nominated before, right? Jennifer English for Baldur's Gate, Ben Starr for Final Fantasy.
You could be right, but I don't know that for sure.
Troy Baker and Charlie Cox are more well known than the rest of them. That I can agree with.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go. Because where I am with Troy Baker, it's a tough thing because I think it all depends on your taste, right? Because I think for me, when I hear Troy Baker as Indiana Jones, aka Harrison Ford, to me, it's like it is a Harrison Ford impersonation, but there's layers to it, so it doesn't sound like that, and it feels like Troy still brings some of himself, right? It's not just a full impression, but I guarantee you there will be people that go, well, he's just doing Harrison Ford impression, right? He's just not easy, but like he's basing it off someone else. And are people just happy because like, oh, I feel the nostalgia of Harrison Ford, right? So I think, and Troy has won this, I think, at least a couple times. I'm going to look into that, but I'm going to go with Jennifer English on this one.
Oh,
yeah, I think I'm going to throw my weight there. I've heard some good things about it, and I think Troy could easily win this, but I'll be a little spicy and give it to the Miss English.
Yeah, I'm really curious how like the behind the scenes would work for the outlets voting for this. Like, if they limit themselves to like, okay, we can only have one per game, that's where Claire Obscure could become an issue because easily that game could split the votes if that is a restriction they're putting on themselves. Because even beyond this, like the voice actress for Lune and CL, also worthy. Like, I would not be shocked if they made it in the top 10 if there was best performances. Like, there's just everyone does such a great job in that game. And I do feel like if there is one, the biggest one probably would be Jennifer English. I agree with you on that. Ben Starr probably number 2. Charlie Cox, just because he's not quite in as much as the other ones, I feel like he would maybe fall a little bit behind perhaps. But but I don't know. There might not be any splitting if the outlets don't limit themselves, and they're just like, yeah, whatever. We just submit 6 different Claire Obscure picks and like we just let it rip. They might do that too. I'm not sure.
Oh, now I'm concerned about my pick.
Why?
I'm just looking on IMDb, and like from them, they're saying he's only been nominated. Troy Baker's he's never won, and he's only been nominated twice. 2014 for Shadow of Mordor, and now this. Oh,
I'm trying to think I guess Last of Us was before.
But the ladies always take it though. Even then, right? It's usually Ellie or like I said with Abby taking it. Oh my god!
Game Awards. Was Game Awards a thing in 2013? Or was it still the previous Game Awards? It was the previous Game Awards,
because there was
right?
the Spike Game Awards, right? That counter that. Let's see, first Game Awards.
So he probably won that. I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, because I did have the Spike thing there. If he didn't win any of the Spike era, I might have to change my pick because I feel like now it's kind of the okay. So he did win for Joel for Spike Video Game Awards 2013 Best Voice Actor. for that, and he was nominated in BioShock. But still, that's a long time. That's 12 years, and even then, that's not as many. I thought this guy would have won it a couple times. You know what?
It's tricky, man. It's tricky. I mean, I'm gonna go with Troy at the end of the day. So if you want to,
I'm going
me,
back
you're
there.
welcome to.
Well, I'm gonna copy you. I was under the impersonation of like, well, he's won a bunch, so we could give to someone else. I'm gonna go Troy now that I know he's only won once, and that's in the old era too. Not even, and that's when like, were they really doing that much numbers wise? Like now they're on the biggest stage. This would be a good time. And I think you are right though when you're talking about that. That's a issue that all the Claire ones could split the votes, and that's gonna hurt. Where I don't think that'll happen, obviously with Troy, and I don't think Koto or Kato is gonna make much of a difference there. So yeah, no, I'm gonna go Troy as well. Now that I have this information that he's only won once and not in this iteration, I think this is the time to crown him.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Troy Baker, obviously, he's great, but I feel like he's also developed, as anyone who is a huge celebrity, developed like a fair number of haters. He does a lot of and says a lot of stupid shit online, so that's fair. But I feel like everyone, and I'm kind of like that too, honestly. Sometimes I'm kind of sick of this guy, but even I had to like just bow down to the king. He fucking crushes it in that game, and I feel like every podcast I heard that like has their Troy Baker haters, they're all like, yeah, but he's absolutely incredible and outstanding in this game. So I feel like he's just on every ballot, with the exception of the people who just forgot that they're allowed to nominate it, which I think the people who do this take it seriously for the most part, although I don't even know many of the publications because they're so random. But yeah, me and Travis are on Troy Baker's side. Where are you going, Taylor?
I mean, you guys made some very compelling cases here. Because I came in here looking at this as like, oh,
this
Charlie
is your chance,
Cox.
though, to get ahead of us. If you go with a Claire Obscure one when we're just wasting our votes over on Troy.
Oh, I'm
here.
already ahead with my other picks where I broke from the norm
I
here.
forgot
so,
about that. Yeah.
Let's go Jennifer English.
Okay.
Oh, he's doing it. Okay. All right.
Jennifer
See what happens
English.
there.
A good pick. A great pick, even. Speaking of a great pick, I think if you're going to go anywhere on the internet, maybe the best place is the Geekverse Patreon, because that gives you access to all sorts of episodes early and ad-free. You get all sorts of voting power, more voting power than the people voting on the Game Awards. You get to create content directly instead of just being 0.01% of a vote. You know, it's just a total mess. But Patreon, good place to go. Best place to support us. You know, $1 there goes a long way. And so go check it out if you want to support us. And many thank you to our beautiful Patreon producers, Aaron Braden, April of Darkness, Jack Grant, Sam, Superbad Mike, TGGLM69, Charlie Rendell, Cocktail Clay, John with no H, and Sam Green, and Travis Snell.
No, not me. I do a lot of other work there. But for people, obviously, all patrons that are phase 2 up right now, in the next 2 days, you can submit the Christmas movie retrospective submissions, and then the poll goes live on Wednesday. So just what Dylan was speaking about right there, as far as some of the action you can do. You literally pick the content we review. So if there's something you want us to talk about, or when you get the poll, you want to vote for something you don't want us to talk about, next 2 days we get to do that retrospective. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff. So yeah, go check it out. Support us. And if you are not, you'll have to listen to some ads. So do that right now. We'll be right back. Okay, we are back. Next category is, I believe, innovation in accessibility. Recognizing software and or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. For this one, we have Taylor Field's first Assassin's Creed Shadows mention of the day. We got Adamfall, Doom: The Dark Ages, EA Sports FC, and South of Midnight. So somehow I've played 4 to 5 of these. Haven't played EA Sports FC. Adamfall, I don't remember digging around the settings too much, and I don't remember much about the accessibility. I'm really surprised to see that in here, but if it is in here, it probably deserves it. Assassin's Creed, I mean, usually, I feel like for us, right, we're not usually jumping around in the settings to see all this stuff. It's, not necessarily for us, but it is for a lot of other people. I don't know what to pick here. This feels like a bit of a shot in the dark for me. I don't know. Do you guys have a way you're leaning on this?
Well, he said shot in the dark, and that's why I'm going to go South of Midnight. I'm going to stay in that darkness, and I'm going to take that. I feel like, had some people digging it. It didn't really get much other places. Maybe they'll give it some love here. I have no idea what it is actually doing in accessibility. Hopefully all of these 5 games are doing some great stuff, and that does help it, but that's where I'm going to go.
Okay. Taylor, do you have a pick yet?
I'm not gonna go with Assassin's Creed because I don't know. I don't really know what they would have done with accessibility in there necessarily. So, ooh, Doom. I mean, yeah, I've played Doom, but I'm not sure what they would have done with that in terms of
Did you
that
play Dark Ages?
accessibility. I did, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, I'll just go. I'll be boring and copy you, Travis. I'll go South of Midnight.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I remembered something about Doom, which is that you can change the game speed. So like just everything happens significantly slower or faster, which actually did use that setting because I was getting fucking destroyed in that game, as is evidenced here on SideQuest when me and Travis talked about the game. So, you know what? I'm gonna go Doom. I'll say that setting saved the day for me, and maybe it saved the day for other people. So, I'll go with Doom: The Dark Ages here on this one.
Okay.
Okay, next up is games for Impact. We have Consume Me, Despelote, Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, South of Midnight, and Wonderstop. Really, another tricky category for me here. I mean, I think the biggest, most popular game on this list would be South of Midnight, but even that was not extremely popular. I think I'll go with Consume Me here. I've heard a lot of good things about this one. Certainly a niche title, but I kind of feel like, well, I guess Lost Records and South of Midnight aren't that niche. But I just don't know if they are the. I don't know. It's kind of a shot in the dark, but I'm just gonna go with Consume Me on this one.
I'm going to go with Lost Record.
Okay.
Just a vibe. Just a feeling.
You know what? I'll stick with South of Midnight. Keep it on that
Oh,
train.
I thought about it. Yeah. Okay.
Good picks all around. Best ongoing. Okay, we have Final Fantasy XIV, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, Marvel Rivals, and No Man's Sky. So, yeah, I think obviously the Helldivers one jumps out to all of us because the three of us jumped into it this year. Ongoing, it was ported to a new platform this year, got some new DLC updates. Marvel Rivals obviously getting all sorts of new content. No Man's Sky, I guess I assume that got some big DLC this year that I didn't hear anything about. Fortnite's always Fortniting, and also it's Final Fantasy XIV. I don't remember that getting a big DLC this year, but it must have.
Helldivers came out this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
On Xbox, but not on PlayStation.
Right.
PlayStation
PlayStation
came out
was
last year.
last year.
Is that what qualifies for best ongoing? It has to have released DLC within 2025.
Well, yeah,
Absolutely
No
not.
Man's Sky is like a 10-year-old game now.
Taylor, there is literally no limit on what the jury picks. They could pick literally any game they want. They could pick Super Mario Bros. For the NES for this, and Jeff Keighley would allow
Hell
it.
yeah.
There's no rule.
Well, it's time for our biggest game.
And apparently the jury gets this same description. Awarded to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time. That is what the jury has to say as well. Like that's all they get for a moniker. So they have as much information as us for picking these things. So it's extremely
Yeah.
nebulous.
This one's tough because like Fortnite's always plugging away, right? There's always stuff,
Yep.
and I feel like the hype levels go up and down. Where I've seen the community be like, this is kind of lame. Then I've seen the community be like, this is amazing. I love these characters, right? So I never know with that one. Marvel Rivals, I feel like in the past 6 months has finally started to taper off, but it felt like for a while they were really cooking there and just like update after update, and people were enjoying it. But because it has tapered off, has maybe people like the voting tapered off. Helldivers, that's why I was asking because I guess it came out this year on Xbox, but still they get some juice. They are always just putting new stuff in there and events and everything, which boys we gotta get back into soon here because I do miss killing some bugs. Hopefully we can drop soon, but maybe that's just the heart pick, but I'm gonna go with Helldivers too. I'm gonna say that the push with Xbox kind of helps it like have a full on second life in a way, right? But I wouldn't be surprised by the other ones. No Man's Sky, I just feel like is we got to put this on here every year because there's always something new. And Final Fantasy, obviously, I don't know the update like Dylan was saying as well, but just a big community with those games. So yeah, but I'm gonna go Helldivers too. I think that's gonna take the cake here.
Taylor, I feel like you're probably going to go the same way if I had to guess.
I wanted to, but I think I'm gonna do No Man's Sky, to be honest.
Wow, okay.
I think like again, you kind of clarified in terms of what the the standard.
Did I
is when it
clarify? I
comes-
feel like if anything, I
did.
probably unclarified.
You clarified in this what the standard kind of is when it comes to voting. I guess the format.
There is no
It's just
standard.
vibes.
It's
It's
Exactly,
purely
just vibes.
vibes and nothing else.
Yeah. So I think, at least for my vibes, when I look at what No Man's Sky was originally, and then what I see it as now, and I probably only get little updates and stuff because I follow a couple of the pages for No Man's Sky, and I keep seeing like a growing community, and just the amount of change that they've done to this game since it first released is just absolutely blowing my mind. So
Yeah,
I
for
feel
sure.
like in terms of best ongoing, it's definitely got it. But Helldivers is my heart pick. But then my thought of an easy win would have been Fortnite, because I feel like Fortnite's
Right.
just. I mean, they just did the Simpsons update recently, and that's a huge
There you
hit.
go.
Like,
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah, speaking of easy, I'm gonna go with Fortnite. It's boring. I think I pick this every year, and half the time it wins, so that's fine. And I feel like because Fortnite had some like I don't know if controversy is the right word, but just this week people have been kind of salty at them because they're like, or like the CEO is like, yeah, AI art in
Oh, yeah.
Fortnite, we're all for it. But I feel like people voted long before that. I guess the jury, like the public, the 10% of the vote, that has not yet been tabulated, but I'm gonna go with Fortnite because it's Fortnite and it just could win anything.
Yeah.
Alrighty, next up is best community support, looking very similar, but we got Baldur's Gate 3 in here, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, and No Man's Sky. So the surprise here for me is Baldur's Gate because I don't really remember there being a whole lot of much going on in that game this year. I think there's been like more mod support. Maybe there's been a couple small updates, but it didn't get like a big DLC by any means like these other games have. I'm gonna go with I'm just gonna go with Fortnite again. I'm boring, but just going. It's a numbers game, you know. I'm going for Fortnite.
I'll do the same thing. I'll keep it Helldivers. I'll keep on that train.
Okay. Opportunity for us to get real split here.
No Man's Sky, sticking with it.
There you go.
We all
That-
have our hobby horses here.
That could work though for somebody. If you get those two right, that's a nice 2-pointer lead right there. So maybe those comments, people get mad about the AI, even though in 5 years everything's gonna be AI, sadly. But
It's true. Well, you know what? Maybe not in indie games because that's where
yes, support
creativity
indie
thrives.
games.
Let's
Support
talk about
indie
best
filmmakers.
indie games for outstanding creative and technical achievement in a game made outside the traditional publisher system, whatever that means to you. Absalom, Ball Pit, Blueprints, Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, Hades 2, and Hollow Knight Silk Song. Yeah, so I think for a lot of people, they feel kind of weird about Clair Obscur being in here because, well, it doesn't really smell like an indie game, right? And it does have a publisher, and it was like, it's in Game Pass, and they probably got a big Xbox bag. So I don't know what an indie game is anymore. I don't think anyone really does. Clair Obscur doesn't feel like that, but it was made outside the traditional publisher system, according to the Game Awards jury. So it's eligible in that way. Tricky here, right? Because usually there's like maybe one indie game in the Game of the Year contender, and then it's like, oh, well, that's obviously going to win Best Indie Game then. But in this case, Clair Obscur, Hades 2, and Silk Song are all in Game of the Year contenders and are down here in indie games. So I think it's got to be one of those three, just raw numbers-wise. And I'm just going to go with Clair Obscur. Even if it doesn't feel right, I think it's just people are gonna vote for it, I think.
Sometimes what feels wrong feels so right, don't must, and that's why I'm going to go with 33 as well. I think it's just one of those we talk about. Like you made that point as well, that lots of times when some of these categories, which will come up when it's just all these games and then a game in the year and all, it's like, well, that's the one. There are 3 in here, but I just think even though it is an Xbox somewhat supported, it fits the guidelines. And I think if there's people that don't really care about that stuff, it's just, oh, I love this game. You got to vote for that. There you go. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think my vote's gonna go Expedition 33.
Okay. We'll see if that is the same for Best Debut Indie, which has Blueprints, Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, Despolote, and Dispatch. So this category only has 4 because one of the games in here was Mega Bonk, and the developer was like, hey, this isn't really my first game, so I probably shouldn't be in this category. And they're like, okay. And they just pulled him out of the category, so that's why there's only 4. But, that's always the tricky thing. Debut... best debut game created by a new independent studio. Like, yeah, Clair Obscur is a new studio, even though those developers have made games for 20 years or whatever. Like, they're veterans. So it's a weird description, but it's just the best we got here. I find it funny here that it says like Clair Obscur made by Sandfall Interactive with their publisher Kepler Interactive. So it's like, okay, so they have a publisher, but they're still an indie game. Like I don't know what's going on here. But again, I'm going Clear Obscure on this one.
I am too. I would be pulling for Dispatch. I've heard some good things about Dispatch. I like
cool.
some of the art style. It looks cool, so it might be a game I might try to dip the toes in at some point. But yeah, I'm gonna go Clair Obscure, and I wonder by the night if all our predictions for 33 are correct by the time we get to Direction and Game of the Year, if people like I feel like you're gonna lose out on some of that chutzpah of like the cheering because it's going, yeah, this again, right? Like obviously some of these Jeff goes aside and be like, and here's 5 awards. I'm gonna list off very quickly, right? But I wonder what the vibe's gonna be like if it is just winning again and again, or if people are just hyped because they like the game. But yeah, I'm gonna go with 33 as well.
Mr. Field.
Yeah, I'm going with 33.
Okay. So no differentiation is going to happen on those two categories for us, which usually I feel like we do separate on indie, so that's different.
Yeah.
All right, best mobile game: Destiny Rising, Persona 5, The Phantom X, Sonic Rumble, Uma Musume, Pretty Derby, and Wuthering Waves. Oh boy, Travis, even though we like quickly looked at this list like a few weeks ago, I already don't feel like I've ever heard of Sonic Rumble in my life or Persona 5 The Phantom X.
I don't know, and I
probably said this 3 weeks ago and I'm already forgetting, but
I feel like this is more like I don't know much about esports, but I feel like if you were to list something off in esports big, I've heard of that team or heard of that player. Mobile games even below that for me where all these games, you could do a trivia on this. I wouldn't have been able to name any of them. I'm just going to say Persona 5 because I know it has a big fan base. I know nothing about these games. It is a shot in the dark. But yeah, I didn't know any of this existed. So good for these devs so getting these these nominations.
I'll go with Ume Musume here. It's the game I've heard the most about. I've heard of it, like just people playing it on Steam and like Steam Deck and stuff. So I don't know if, guess game played on a mobile device. Does that count? A Steam Deck? Not really, right? That has to be a phone.
I guess
mean,
not.
Once again, Game Awards doesn't care. They just throw these ballots out there and let people pick whatever they want. But I'm just going to go with Uma Musume because it's the one I've heard the most about. The Wuthering Waves, that's from like the people who do Genshin Impact, so it's like their next game. So, popular. I could be wrong with that. I think that's the case, though. So, popular thing. I don't even know. I'm just going to go with that, though. And Taylor, he may have fallen asleep. He is recording in a bed, which is dangerous for a guy who is frequently tired on podcasts. So.
He's just gone to the world. So
we'll get his vote when
there he is. He woke up. He's back. Oh, he's chomping away. Look at him. He needed a quick little sugar to go. Yeah.
What are you guys
chit-chatting about?
Well, we threw to you, and it was an empty room. Yeah. What you eating?
You fell asleep in that bed you're sitting in.
I'm not gonna lie. I laid down thinking, "Oh, this is nice." And I thought,
I saw those eyes. They were drifting.
Bad idea, Taylor. It's no good. Get back to the game.
You be falling asleep standing. Yeah, you didn't answer your question, Dylan's question. What are you eating over there?
Oh, you ever had those Leclerc chocolate cookies?
Oh, digestive cookies? Fuck yeah.
Oh,
those are so
I take
good.
it we're not going to the gym tonight after
Oh, no,
this
I'm only
cast?
having... Oh, we are. I got everything.
Oh, yeah. I told him strict diet, nothing but nutrients and protein after 8. And here we are at 8:54, and he's talking, look at these.
That's as generic as a Game Awards description. Nutrients, you can have nothing but nutrients? What the fuck does that mean?
Anything that's like workout, whey, vegetables, and fruit, that type of stuff. Like, that's the type of stuff. The good nutrients. Not
fruit,
chocolate.
Vegetables, and protein. Okay.
My God, this guy.
That's what you mean by
chocolate.
nutrients. Good to know.
What are you picking, Taylor?
Best mobile game, Sonic Rumble.
Nice. Okay, we're split again.
So confident.
I love that. So much confidence. All right. My God, I can't spell anymore. VR AR is next up, and the contenders are Alien, Rogue Incursion, Arcan Age, Ghost Town. I don't know what Ghost Town is, but I like the art for that. I want to check that out. Deadpool's VR and Midnight Walk. So for me, this is interesting because I feel like Deadpool VR is by far the most like well-known game here, but it's also the one I've just heard just terrible reviews of it. But the fact that is it like one of the 5 is it one of the only VR games people played this year, so they just put it in there anyway? I don't know. That's a really
no. I think you're right because I think I'm the same as you. I've heard nothing, not like worst game, but I've just not heard good things about it. So,
I want you guys to go first.
Oh, what on the VR one? Oh man,
Alien Rogue Incursion. I've been watching videos of it, and there's a lot of really funny things I've seen with that game. But it looks like it's a dang good time. So I'm just,
Okay.
again, my biasness is coming out.
Okay.
I'm gonna go for Ghost Town.
Oh shit. Okay, I was hoping you guys would pick the same one and I could just copy you, and that way there's like no chance for me to lose a vote here. I'm gonna go with Midnight Walk.
Oh, there we go, another split.
We're going our different directions here. Those all look like creepy, spooky games. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. This is almost like
Except
best
for
horror
Deadpool.
game category.
Yeah.
Arcane Age. I don't know what that is either, but I'm liking the art here. I'm liking the art.
Mhm.
All right. We already did best art, but let's do best action here. We have Battlefield 6, Doom, The Dark Ages, Hades 2, Ninja Gaiden 4, Shinobi, The Art of Vengeance. So this is for the best game in the action genre, primarily focused on combat. Wow, tricky. I think I'm going to be the boring math guy here. I'm going to go with Hades 2 because it's in the Game of the Year contender.
82, baby. That's where I am as well too. I'm doing.
I
doing
haven't
by
voted
the
for it yet
numbers.
either, so I feel like it's got to win something, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do Battlefield 6. Some of
I love
the
that for you.
combat stuff I've seen and
Pinpointing.
experienced is crazy.
Taylor, I downloaded that like free week whatever thing they had, and I went to go boot it up, and then it was like, oh, you have to log in with your EA account. Close that shit. Never opened it up
That's how they
again.
get ya.
I'm not doing that. I
That's
ain't
how they
doing
get
that.
you.
I think I know my password. All right, best action adventure for the best action adventure game combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. For the big distinction there, we got Death Stranding 2, On That Beach, Ghost of Yotai, Silk Song, Indiana Jones, and the Great Circle making its first appearance other than Troy Baker, and Split Fiction. So, yeah, again, if we're looking at that rule of like, is it in Game of the Year that it wins this? You know, Death Stranding 2 is there, Silk Song's there. You could go with a last year pick of Indiana Jones. Split Fiction, is that going to win anything this year, even though it's last game? That studio's last game won Game of the Year last time. And Ghost of Yotai sneak in there as well. So this is a tricky one for me. I haven't gone first in a bit, so maybe I should just pick mine here. I'm kind of combining combat with traversal puzzle solving. Oh, man, I'm really between... These are all like equal chance in my mind. I'm going to go with Silk Song, though. I feel like Silk Song... It'd be weird if it didn't win anything, and I don't think I've picked it yet. And this feels like a good spot for me, because traversal's a big deal in that kind of game. Combat is huge in that game. The only thing it maybe doesn't have is puzzle solving. I think it's kind of combined with the traversal in that game, but I'll go with Silk Song here, but not feeling super confident on that pick.
Oh, I'm feeling very confident on my pick, which is also Silk Song. So I'll bring the
okay.
confident. Yeah,
I'll
no,
go there.
I think Death Stranding doesn't have the action part. It's more actiony, but it doesn't have that. Ghost of Yotai, I just feel did that first one win? Did Ghost of Tsushima win that? I feel like it did. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know,
Jeez,
but
I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like it just again what I talked about before a couple weeks
It
ago.
came out
didn't
the
feel
same
like it
year
had
as
that-
Last of Us, so it probably lost to Last of Us, right?
Oh yeah, there you go. So Indiana Jones, I think it's older, and I think Split Fiction might be the one risk I have in there because they like that dev people, and maybe they'll throw them something there. But yeah, I'm gonna go Hollow Knight.
Can I also, sorry, just to complain
Do it.
again more about EA, Split Fiction. The other day, me and Jessica, I was like, hey, Jessica, I want to beat Split Fiction before the end of the year. Do you want to play some online? She said yes. So I boot up my Switch. I have to connect to my fucking EA account. And this time I'm like, okay, I'll figure out my EA account because I want to beat this game because I bought this game and I want to finish it. And you have to like verify a code or something. So I go on my Switch. I have to verify this code. It goes to my email. I get the email with the code. Go on my Switch and it's like, okay, this is the box where you type in the code. But when you click on the box, it doesn't bring up a keyboard. When you tap on it with the touch screen, you can't bring it up. Someone on Reddit said you have to plug a fucking USB keyboard into your Switch dock in order to type in this thing. I did that and it didn't work. So I don't know. I think the game's just bugged on Switch too. You just can't play online. So
Great.
fuck EA. That's my 2 cents here. If I have to log into another freaking service to play your game, I'm probably not going to play your game. So anyway, complaining over. Taylor, what's your pick?
I'm gonna follow in the shoes of you guys and go with Hollow Knight.
Okay. The song has been sung. All right, we got Best RPG here. We have Avowed making its first appearance, Outer Worlds 2 making its first appearance for Obsidian having 2 games in one category. Shoutouts to them. We got Monster Hunter Wilds, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and Mr. Claire Obscure. Cool category. I'm going Expedition 33 on this one because it is a great
33.
RPG with great RPG mechanics.
Yeah. This to me would have been the like it's a shoo-in for this, but this would have been the if it didn't win game of the year, here we'll give Claire something here if that other big game came around, but it didn't. So yeah, 33
Yeah.
all the way here.
33. Let's ride it.
33 all the way. Okay, next up we have Best Fighting Game, 2XKO, Capcom Fighting Collection 2, Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, and Virtua Fighter 5 Revo World Stage. I can go first again here. I don't feel like this year has a runaway fighting game winner like we've had for a couple of years. I feel like we had like Tekken and like Street Fighter 6, so those ones just kind of walked away with the award. This year, I don't think that is the case. I'm going to go with 2XKO. It's kind of big and trendy. So, yeah, I'm going to go with 2XKO.
I think you sold me there because I picked Mortal Kombat I think multiple times this category and it always screws me, so I'm never picking there again. I think I'm staying away from the collections as well too because I feel like
Yeah,
people
I don't
give
think
those.
they hit as hard.
Yeah, I think they give them less love. So yeah, I'll go with the KXKO there. So
I am going to go Mortal Kombat because I think this is
Oh.
the year it's going to finally break free and do it.
Yeah, because it came out the same year as Street Fighter 6, right? Like the
yes, and
Mortal
I
Kombat
lost
1.
that. Yeah, and I was just so confident I was not gonna. I was gonna pick up the W and didn't. So that's cursed me
Yeah.
forever.
It's cursed you forever.
Yep.
Okay, moving along then to Best Family Game. We have this is for the best game appropriate for family play, irrespective of genre or platform. I like that they have to say irrespective of platform, just to be like, it doesn't have to be Nintendo, guys. You can vote for other things. We got Donkey Kong Bonanza, Lego Party, Lego Voyagers, Mario Kart World, Sonic Racing Crossworlds, and Split Fiction. I love that there's 2 kart races in here, 2 Lego games, 2 Nintendo games. There's a lot of twos going on. And Split Fiction is a game about 2 characters in separate worlds. I feel like, again, I'm going to be boring. I'm going to go Donkey Kong Bonanza because it's in Game of the Year. I do think it's a weird one in this because it's like it technically has co-op, but the co-op, I don't think anyone wants to play that. I think it is like a game people play on their own. But yeah, I feel like this is just because it's Nintendo, it makes it here on everyone's list. Mario Kart World, people like it, but like it's not their favorite Mario Kart. People still like probably think 8's a better game. And so yeah, I don't know. I think Bonanza. I would not be surprised if something else took it, like a Split Fiction or a Mario Kart. But I'm just gonna go with Bonanza here, and I would like to see it. I think Bonanza should win something. That would be cool to see.
Yeah, Bonanza for me all day. Other than a couple weeks ago when we talked about it, that Astro got the win there, and obviously they went to win on Game of the Year. Usually, if you look at the past winners of this category, it's Nintendo City, you know. So, and I think
Yes,
it's
that
gonna
was
go
a
back
outlier.
to New Donk City. Be
Ooh,
over there,
nice
yeah.
one.
Bonanza, yeah.
I'll ride that high. Let's get DK in there.
Getting high on our supply, eh? Okay, we have Best Sim Strategy, Final Fantasy Tactics, The Ivalice Chronicles, Jurassic World, Evolution 3, Sid Meier's Civilization 7, Tempest Rising, The Altars, 2 Point Museum. So, Taylor, what are you thinking here? I feel like this is your pocket. You like strategy games. What's going on here?
I do, and as much as I would love to vote Jurassic World Evolution 3, and as beautiful as a game it is, I don't think it's going to get it. I think what's going to take the cake here is, well, I felt confident about Civ, but I've heard some people say, like, yeah, it's okay. They've played better iterations in the past. But you know what? Why not? Let's go with Civilization.
What was I forgot. What was the reason why you haven't picked up the Evolution there? Just that praise right there. Oh, beautiful game, but you don't have it yet, right? So
The first 2, I can't even recall how quickly they went on sale from full price.
that's
Like
fair.
way
Yeah.
too quick. So I'm in no rush to snag this one on a discount.
that's fair. I'm gonna join Tay on the Civ bandwagon. I just don't think any of these are jumping out at me big time. Obviously, not a genre that I'm keeping my eyes close on as of late. So, but I'm just gonna go with the more populous pick. So,
Yeah, I think this is one that, like, you know, for the people who specialize in this genre, there's without a doubt a better answer than Civilization 7 this year. But I think Civ 7 is one that grabs people from all sorts of different genres and spaces. It just like has that casual appeal. And so I think in that way, it's like just going to be on every outlet's ballot. So I'm going to go with Civ 7. Go check it out. I did a big long review episode of that one when it came out. I haven't played it since because it's a very buggy game, but
no.
it's a cool game. I like it. It's just very buggy. Okay, we have Best Sports Racing, EA Sports FC 26, F1 25, Mario Kart World Rematch, and Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. This is tricky. I don't know if you still have stats pulled up, Travis. I'd be curious to see how much EA Sports wins this, or if you can
I'll
remember.
See if I can find my fingers.
Because yeah, I feel like sometimes there's like a just a really popular game in the series. I feel like Mario Kart World, I might just take it because, once again, popularity contest, that is the Game Awards. Rematch, I feel like didn't quite have the mass appeal that it maybe could have had, that the developers' last game did, but...
No, this is like an AI answer. It's looking like it
Uh-oh.
said 9.
9 what?
9 wins. You asked like how many times it's won.
9 times?
But this is the thing. EA has won a significant number of sport game awards, though the exact total is difficult to quantify as it depends on the specific awards and years being counted. For example, FIFA franchise alone won Best Sports Game. DICE award. Oh, that's DICE. I'm trying to find.
I don't like
just
it.
the
I'm going to
Game
go with
Awards.
Mario Kart. I'm getting bad juju from that.
Yeah, I'm going the card too. I just think, like you said, I don't think any of the other just like kind of regular sports games are really standing out this year. Mario Kart's there, not winning anything else. So yeah.
Well, we're going Mario in his cart for sure.
We're all racing.
Yeah.
We got to do another Mario Kart night, boys. We haven't played that since it came
Yeah,
out.
it's been a hot minute. I'd be
Yeah.
down. Yeah, been waiting for some new DLC, but
Yeah, I don't know if that's happening.
bone dry well over there. So
Oh, dang.
yeah.
Best multiplayer. We have Arc Raiders, Battlefield 6, Elden Ring, Night Rain, Peak, and Split Fiction. Wow, really different kind of things here. First-person shooter competitive thing, the Elden Ring multiplayer, Peak, which is like the friend goofy game, Split Fiction, just that straight-up co-op experience, and Arc Raiders. I don't even really know how to describe Arc Raiders yet. Taylor, have you picked that one up yet? You said you were playing it, right? Or you were thinking
Oh
about it?
yeah, I've been playing it every chance
He's
I
been
got.
trying to sell me on it during the
That
gym to
game-
buy it, but
Oh yeah, that game is fantastic, and it's definitely my vote here for best multiplayer. The game is fantastic. It's a PvP VE, and the community on there is just hilarious. I think it's. I found this kind of theme here where console players, they won't betray you. You kind of like you bump into them in the map and like you like don't shoot, and they'll back off. But then PC players, you don't trust fucking PC players. They'll stab you in the back. They'll come after you. But it's such a damn good time. It really is, and it can bring out the worst in people, or can bring out like the best in people. I've seen these things where people they'll drop like a gun for a guy and give the gun to this player, and the player will pick up the gun and turn on the person and try and kill them. I've been caught myself where I was sneaking up behind a guy and I was going to execute him, and he turned around and I was 2 feet away from him, and I threw up the "don't shoot" emote, and then I just thought, I
Hell
feel like
yeah.
a piece of shit, but it's so much fun. I hope it wins this.
yeah, I think I'm going to agree with that too. I think that has the most heat. If anything, maybe he gets Split Fiction there, but I just feel like I know there's a lot of meming communities of certain podcasters like trying to do campaigns to get our Raiders like to be like a Game of the Year award, like to actually get it there. But yeah, I think I agree that it's going to go that route.
I'll go a different route. I'm going to split the fiction on this one. I'm going to go with Split
Oh.
Fiction. I feel
There
like
you go.
because the word co-op is in like the one-line descriptor of what the jury has to pick, I just feel like that's going to be on every ballot. I think it's the highest-rated Metacritic game out of this list. And yeah, I feel like everyone's going to have a spot for it on their list. Not everyone maybe will have an Arc Raiders. Arc Raiders is tricky just because it is so recent. Like it either has recency bias on its side, or some people are like, I don't know, I didn't have enough time because it came out. When did it? Do you remember when it came out, Taylor? Did it come out in October or was it early November?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Because yeah, the cutoff for people to get their things in is like mid-November or something. So it might just be like too hot, Like maybe
October
the game,
30th.
Okay, so I guess they would have had a couple weeks probably with it. But I don't know. I'm still sticking with Split Fiction here. It's risky, but I'll go with it. I feel like Battlefield 6 has a chance of that one too, actually.
Mm-hmm.
All right, best adaptation. We have a Minecraft movie. We got Devil May Cry. We got Splinter Cell Death Watch. We have The Last of Us Season 2. And we have Until Dawn. Taylor, what is the best adaptation of 2025?
Put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. I think I'm going to go Last of Us Season 2.
Tilu. Okay.
Is
Travis?
this also voted the same way, right? It's not voted by anybody else. It's by us and the game journalists and everything, right?
What do you mean by us? Like the
Like the people, the 10% vote, right? And everything.
the people get 10%.
specifically.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, Geekverse. Yeah,
90% is the same ballot. Yeah, there are certain categories that like like if an outlet's like, we don't really play sports games, they can like not vote on a certain category.
yeah.
But I imagine everyone has the chance to vote on adaptation.
If it was voting wise, then it's fine. I just wasn't sure if they wanted Jack Black on stage. I feel like you get some excitement there. But yeah, I'm gonna say Last of Us 2. I think that's by far. I think we all had some issues with season 2, but for these adaptions, I can't speak on Devil May Cry or Splinter Cell. But Minecraft, you can check out our review. That's gonna be dropping next week for the public, and hear my very negative thoughts on that movie. And Until Dawn also I was very negative on as well. So I think this I said this last couple weeks ago, this category either should may not go away, but it should drop to 3 and make it strong, because I feel like we're really just stretching here. But yeah, Last of Us Season 2.
Yeah, I mean Tilu has been known to accrue a shit ton of awards. So you know what? I'll go with you guys here, and I'll go Tilu for my my pick as well. I feel like it is kind of between Tilu and Minecraft, just because
Yeah.
there's so few things that came out this year, and everyone's just gonna put those in by default, even if they didn't love them, I think. But what do I know? I didn't vote. All right, we got most anticipated game. We have 007 First Light, Grand Theft Auto 6, Wolverine, Resident Evil Requiem, and The Witcher. Oh my God, what number is that? Is that a 4?
4.
My brain just like totally. What is Roman numeral again? I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with a little game in the name of Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yeah, I heard it's like the newest independent game
I don't
now.
know.
I heard about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's gonna every year that it's up for this is gonna take it. So
Was it eligible last year? Or
I thought it won last year.
Everything is
yeah.
eligible. Did it win last year?
I thought it won last year. Yeah, because it had that date. Remember? So
Yeah.
Like last year for most anticipated.
yeah.
See, it just keeps winning awards as long as it just keeps shifting its
That's
release
why,
date
and
by
then
a
it can
year.
get that most wins ever.
That new record.
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taylor.
Oh my God, Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to make sure. There you go. There are all of the categories. There's of course some esports ones. I'll quickly shout out content creator of the year. Most critical. I watched that guy's YouTube videos like probably 15 years ago, before he ever revealed his face on his YouTube channel. Funny ass videos back in the day. I haven't kept up with him by any means, but it's cool to see him go from tiny little YouTuber making goofy ass videos and like draw something or whatever to be like a huge content creator of the year. So shouts to him.
And took off his monetization. He said he's made so much money he doesn't need anymore. So you know what? Good on him.
He seems like a cool guy, but you know what? A lot of people on the internet are weird, so I'm not gonna praise him. He might be weird. I'm not sure. Okay, there are all of the categories. Yeah, we have quite a few categories where we all picked the same thing. But we also really split the vote on a bunch of different things. So I think there's a lot of potential here for this to go all sorts of ways. So we'll keep up with that. Maybe I'll ask Kirkland if he wants to, submit votes. Then he can be in on the race as we're watching that on the night. But we'll see if he wants to do that. But let's talk about. Let's first hear a few quick ads. We'll be right back. Okay, we are back. Yeah, let's talk about announcements now at the show. I have kind of two that I'm ready to make, and then there's some other just quick hits I'll say. But I don't know. Does anyone want to go first? Does anyone have a spicy prediction they want to make for an announcement that might happen here?
Okay, for my spicy one, because my other one's boring, so I didn't know if I wanted to lead with that. That's
Okay.
just because I've already revealed it in the name there. Half-Life 3 done. What's going to be happening? You'll be sitting there Thursday night. You're gonna be like, oh, enjoying your night, and then someone's gonna pop on your screen like, man, I owe Travis a pizza now because Half-Life 3 gonna be confirmed next Thursday. Because I don't know here. Because here's my pitch. What is the big? Because usually every year there's something that's kind of waiting, right? We're like, what's it gonna be? Or there's something where even if we don't know for sure if it's gonna be that, like Resident Evil, right? Last year, or was it that was Summer Games Fest? Or was that last Game Awards that Keeley ended the show with that? I can't remember. I think it was Summer Games Fest, right?
Jeez Louise.
I think it was Summer Games Fest. I'm pretty sure. But either way, that was one where it was feasible that happened, but we didn't know for sure that was going to be the game, right? I don't know what that is this year for the Game Awards, and it feels like the Game Awards, if he's still always making sure that Summer Games Fest starts off with a big bang, but you can definitely tell that if there's something bigger, he's going to pocket it for Game Awards, right? For most of the time, unless the release date's just around the corner or fall, it's going to be Game Awards. And this is like, maybe this will spoil some of your guys' predictions, so you don't have to answer right now, but I just don't know what that is. I don't think it's obviously GTA. Wolverine, I guess you could see a little bit more, but that's to me not a big thing anymore, right? Because they did the first big reveal a couple months ago. I don't know if there's anything like Nintendo that has like that big chutzpah. I don't think PlayStation... They might have something. I know they keep teasing this fucking statue in the desert. No one know. We just know it's not God of War, and apparently not.
Is that a PlayStation thing though?
No, that's just like no. I was just saying these big announcements as far as like what.
Yeah, what
that
do you guys
could
think
be.
that is, Taylor? Did you see this statue, this desert statue thing?
Go to the
No,
Discord of the video games channel. People are trying to speculate what this thing. It's not God of War related, and it's not Diablo 4, which I never thought. I don't know whoever thought it was Diablo. It's like
It just looks like a Diablo-y thing.
but then 3 just come out like the last 2 years, right?
Diablo
Like,
4 came out. They're talking about Diablo 4 DLC.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, but
Yeah.
I just don't know what that is. So I feel like if Jeff had Half-Life 3 sitting on the back burner, that's more like the front burner. But
Isn't
still, if he
this
had
Elder
it,
Scrolls reminds me of like an Oblivion Gate.
well, it's definitely not. Definitely
Think
not
that's coming out soon.
No,
I mean,
it's not that.
Elder Scrolls 6. I mean, it's been a long time. Maybe you could get some kind of an update on that.
The final update this December. No, not a shot, Taylor. I'm sorry. You can make that your prediction though. But Half-Life 3, that's something that you could end the conference with. That pairs with the Steam machine. Again, I'm putting my faith in good video game scoopers that have been saying this thing is cooking and is happening. Obviously, my bet with Dylan is that it has to come out by 2026 December 31st.
Yes.
So I'm saying it right here. It didn't happen on the 2 anniversaries, didn't happen when they did the Steam machine. What a better way to take over the Video Game Awards than announce this, and then they can still be like, oh, and if you want that machine, that's coming along with it too. So that's my first prediction, which is not as spicy because obviously it was the name, but
Yeah, I think that's an interesting one. I just don't know if Valve, Steam, if they care about doing it at the Game Awards. You know, that's the one, I don't know, potential thing against it. But if they if they do want the biggest stage for it, I don't think they would have to pay Jeff to get that ad spot, right? Like he would just let them have that shit and put it wherever they want because he would absolutely want that. So I could see that happening. I think the rumors. When I took that bet with you, I had not been on the internet yet, and you're right. Those rumors are extremely circling, so it's seems like it's gonna happen sooner or later. So I think
Do you
that
want
makes
me?
sense.
Do you want me to do my more spicier one? That's like no one's predicting nothing. Like I haven't seen a leak or anything like that.
You just did one. We'll go around the horn. We'll come back to you because I'll follow you up here because Here's my very specific one. I think, Todd Howard of Bethesda. He's been doing his rounds. He's like, oh, I really liked that shadow drop we did for Oblivion. That was fun. I like doing that. That was cool. So what my prediction here is the kind of a two-parter. I think he's gonna pop up on stage, and he. Maybe he's doing an award or something like that leads into a trailer. I don't know what it is. I think he'll pop up on stage and maybe it's like Troy Baker wins and he's like, oh, Troy Baker, I got this guy in as Jones. He did such a good job. And then that's like I'm trying to think of like what would lead into this thing. I think he'll come up and I think he'll have a cheeky Todd Howard-esque joke saying that like, Elder Scrolls, sorry, we're not quite there yet, but we'll have an announcement for you next year. I think he'll say something like that. I think he's going to say like either stay tuned in like January for the Xbox Developer Direct, or he'll just say like 2026 we'll have a new trailer for you, but here's something to hold you over. And then I think they shadow drop the next Starfield DLC, which has been
And the crowd's
heavily
like,
rumored.
oh.
And yeah, like, I think the perception is maybe that wouldn't be the most hype thing ever, but maybe the trailer for it is sick as hell. Maybe it's really, really cool. I don't think it's that statue, although maybe it could be. But that's my thing. I'm predicting the Starfield is a DLC shadow drop, like it's going to drop that day or like within that week or whatever it is. But I think the bigger part here is I think Todd Howard's going to be on stage, and I think he's going to tell you that in 2026 is specifically when you're going to see Elder Scrolls, like maybe not gameplay or anything, but that's just when you're going to get something about it. I think he'll just be very vague about what it is. So yeah, that's my kind of two-parter. It is hopeful for sure as an Elder Scrolls fan who's just dehydrated over here looking for some water in the desert here, but maybe we can find it at the Game Awards. That's what I'm hoping for.
You listen to Taylor, you're getting the final update. This
Apparently
next week's
this game's
episode.
canceled. Yeah. We're doing Fallout 5 instead.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
You know what?
I'd be so
Amazon
mad.
really wants those shows and everything. So I think two addendums with that one. I think the other thing, what he's more likely to throw to, which I think people will still be more disappointed, but I think is going to be a new Fallout trailer because they are on Amazon this year. So I feel like the synergy of Todd Howard, Fallout, you could get both, but I feel like the Fallout shows what happens. And the only thing I just changed instead of announcement, I think he's going to say update. I don't think they would commit to the word announcement because that feels too final. But if you say announcement, because literally the update could be him announcing, an announcement or a trailer date or
You mean
something
for the
like
Elder
that.
Scrolls 6 part of it?
Yeah,
The
for that
wording
part.
on that?
Yeah,
Okay.
he'll say an update next year. That
Yeah.
I think update
I mean,
is what they're
I
going to go
definitely
with.
don't think we would see gameplay next year. I think they might just tell us like it's in this province, which if you're an Elder Scrolls
Yeah.
fan, that's like everything. That gives us like years worth. We can talk about that. Yeah, I think it will be something pretty minor. But you're right. He'll choose his words very, very carefully if any of this is accurate.
I like it though. It's time.
Taylor, do you have any spicy or non-spicy predictions?
Ooh, you know what? I think we're going to get you're going to see a blue circle appear and an orange one on the other side of the stage. And then Keely's going to come through
Portal?
one of them. And then it'll be like Portal 3.
Whoa, you think before Half-Life 3, which is definitely rumored, you think they're
I
gonna go Portal 3?
absolutely think before Half-Life 3.
Wow.
Final update.
So-
Portal 3.
Sorry, explain so he's going through a portal?
Mm-hmm.
As
He's
well?
going through the portal. Yeah.
So you're saying they invented portal technology as well for this
Specifically
That's
for
the
show,
announcement.
yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. That sounds like a Chat GPT level creation. I like that one a lot. All right, Travis, what was your spicer here?
Yeah, my actually spicer one. It ties into what we talked about and whatnot. But you know what? A couple of years ago, this man took a job and he said, for our brand, we're going to be making movies, we're going to be making TV shows, we're going to be making cartoons. And he also said, in this universe, we're going to be making video games. I think you're going to see one James Cornelius Gunn up on stage. We're talking about celebrities, people that could do there. I think that you will get a somewhat cinematic, because there is now, after Wonder Woman, no DC games cooking at all. We hear they're working on the Batman thing, but nothing cooking. There was about 6 months
Other
ago
than
of
Lego Batman, I guess. That's
of
the
course,
one
Lego
thing.
Batman. Yeah, I guess they do have that. But I'm thinking on the bigger spectrum as far as more of the connected stuff. And a couple months, I think it was 6 months ago, people showed he like followed a bunch of different devs and whatnot. So everyone's like, okay, this is probably the circles he's
Oh.
working with.
Any
'Cause
big known devs for that?
I think it was people that were like worked on this and now are this company, like one of those type of things.
Oh,
I-
like people, not like companies.
Yeah, sorry,
Okay,
people.
okay.
Sorry, I
Gotcha,
should have said developers, not just devs. But I think what we could though get is something similar to that Wonder Woman teaser we got years ago of the canceled game. But why I think they could do that is because they've talked about games being connected. What could make it more hype is you get that, and it's a Superman one, and you can easily have David Cornsweet in the booth that's recorded a line or two, and that makes it feel more real, more
Cool,
tangent.
yeah.
If you look into
like
what
that.
they've been doing, we got Superman this year, Supergirl's next year, and then Superman 2 is 2027. That's one of these situations where we talk about Nintendo and we're like, oh man, every time they release Donkey Kong or Mario, the movie, like the game's never around for it, right? Luckily with DC, they're just doing nothing but Superman related stuff right now. And the good thing is with the Superman, I can't remember, Taylor, when the credits happen, but they say, like, I can't remember, but he's been Superman for like a number of years, right? So you can easily
Yes.
you can easily put in some game in year 2, year 3 where he's doing other stuff. Maybe that's how could be fun. I was like, that's how they do the origin of Superman as like a video game. I don't think it would be a sequel, and I could be wrong on the Superman thing. I just think that'd be easy enough to hey, it's Superman, we can easily, because they've said everyone that's in the movies is going to voice him in the games. You get David on, and maybe hell, even Dave. That's actually a good combo. Maybe you get them both up there. Maybe you get Gunn and David Corn Sweat. And I think you hit a celebrity there. I think James Gunn, it would earn to do some goodwill, because other than, like you said, Lego Batman, it's like Marvel obviously has had a couple bumps in the road lately with games, but still they've had rivals. They've had Spider-Man. They hopefully got Blade. They got Wolverine. So it's like, you luckily beat Marvel this year in the film spectrum. Try and make a little pond here. And you don't see, like, we've never had Kevin Feige come on stage because he's doesn't do those games, right? But it's like, that's the advantage that Gunn has, is he looks after the games now too. So it's like you can be that brand ambassador and be a celebrity at the same time. And I think that's a easy, because they always get celebrities there. So it's a 1-2 knock of, you get James Gunn and then you get David Corn Sweat. So
That's really good. I like that a lot.
I was going to ask you, because I feel like this has been a trend. Do you guys have any pick who you think could be the presenter of the Performer of the Year? Because I feel like the last few years they've been getting, they had Troy and Harrison do it, and they had Pacino. I feel like they're getting like Healy and they had Keanu, I think, one year, right? Like when he gets the big talent, it feels like it's in that. Like, is there some legendary actor you could think would be popping up there?
Maybe this is kind of off the top of my head here. I always forget his name. Circus, Andy Circus, because he's in Claire Obscure, and you have three other people from Claire Obscure.
That's a great
I don't know. I don't know if
pick.
he ever actually acted with them, or if they just recorded in their
Still,
silo.
yeah.
Probably siloed, but I think that could be a good one. Maybe that's a bit on the nose though, that it's like a Claire person wins it. Like maybe that's too obvious. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Taylor, you got any celebrities you think would be in that Perform one?
That's tough. I remember they had Nicolas Cage for Dead by Daylight, but
Well, yeah, and he presented an award too, so
yeah, I
Harrison
don't
Ford
know.
presenting that not Troy Baker wins. That would be
Yep.
crazy.
that'd be fun. Yeah, run it back.
Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci. Okay.
That-
So that's no. You know what you need to do? You need to get Pesci, Daniel Stern, and Macaulay Culkin. Talk about a moment. If you want to trend, Jeff Keighley, you get those three together on stage at the same time.
Big.
That'd be big. That'd be huge.
Yeah,
I-
I mean Macaulay Culkin is in Fallout Season 2.
Yeah, that could work. Macaulay's like actually
really?
legit pick. Yeah, he
He
is.
yeah. So maybe that could lead into a trailer or come out of a trailer or something. So,
Yeah.
okay. You know, I
Macaulay's
like Macaulay
actually a good
Culkin.
pick,
That would
yeah.
be super fun.
Yeah, like for fun, I'm just gonna say Arnold Schwarzenegger, because I feel like he's bound to pop up at the Game Awards at some point. Like to me, when Pacino popped up, I'm like, anybody can pop up these things now. I would not believe Pacino would have been there. Arguably one of the greatest not arguably, you could argue he's the greatest actor of all time, and he's the Game Awards, giving out stuff, maybe botching some speeches, but still he's there, right? Arnold can have some fun, but now no, I think Macaulay, that's perfect. It's Christmas time. Yeah, I'm on the bandwagon. I think he's a perfect person, and because he's like has that nostalgia level where he's not in a bunch of stuff nowadays, but if he walks up stage, he's gonna get a good pop from people. So
I love it. My other one is this is my kind of boring one. I did my spicier one first. I don't really think this is gonna actually happen, but I just feel like I'm trying to think of what is Kojima gonna do up here. Obviously Jeff's best friend. What is he gonna do up on stage? I feel like we are probably due for some more OD updates, like something a bit more substantial. So maybe a new trailer there, maybe a release. Because does it have a window yet, Travis? Does it have like 2026 on that?
no, I don't think it has a window. I think it's gonna be next year, and
I
don't.
think we get that. I think maybe get 2026. Maybe get a new actor reveal. Maybe you get a new trailer. And then my second kind of attached part to this is, and I think it's probably too soon, but it's about 6 months since the release of Death Stranding 2. So if there was only like a 6-month exclusivity on that game instead of a full year,
Yeah.
maybe like a shadow drop thing of like Xbox, or at least even announcing like this is coming to Xbox and PC, maybe Switch 2, which unlikely, but maybe even like Death Stranding 1 on Switch 2, that could be a thing. So I feel like Kojima's going to do something up there. I think the big one for me would be OD release window, and then maybe a little Death Stranding on top. Like, I don't know, I was thinking like Death Stranding 2, do they do a director's cut like they did with the first one? I feel like it's probably too soon for that.
Yeah.
But they probably would want that like connected with the launch on a new platform. So maybe there's a world for something like that.
Yeah, I think you're right that Kojima will do something. I think even if it's not specific, they at least just throw the OD 2026 on there. And there was a really good character actor. I'm forgetting his name. He is an OD, and he did just pass away last week. So I bet what they could do if they have that footage, maybe that trailer or scene would center around that actor. Because I don't think there's too many characters in actor. Yeah, he's a guy that the second you see his face, okay, I've seen this guy in hundreds of stuff being some sort of actor, like character actor. So I think you're right, though, on OD. I think Death Stranding... I think it's just almost like a little too early. I could be wrong, but I almost wonder if that's like next year where Odie comes out and there's not much to talk about anymore, and it's okay, this game's coming out on other platforms or the director's cut. So I think Odie, I would say I'm a 90%. I'm a 95%er on that.
Yeah.
So
Because Death Stranding is just it was in so many categories that even if Claire is going to take many of those, I feel like it's probably going to win something. And then you get
Yeah.
Kojima up on stage. He does a little announcement, so maybe there's like some little just. I'm sure Jeff loves planning that out of like, oh, how are we going to get this person to get on stage? How's this timing going to work? Something like that could be lined up pretty well. Taylor, do you have any other predictions from yourself, or do you have some robotic predictions for us?
I mean, my other last one would be maybe like a Cyberpunk 2077 sequel or something like that. But I know
Whoa.
they got Witcher 4 also, so
Yeah.
probably double dipping a little bit
Do you
there.
think we'll see Witcher? Because that was in most anticipated.
I think you could see something Witcher related. That makes
'Cause
sense.
when did we get that like in-engine like tech demo-y thing? Was that in the summer?
I think it was in the summer. So,
So maybe that's
I,
a bit
yeah.
too recent. I'm not
I
sure.
think it's too soon, in my opinion.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe get the
my other
final
ones,
update though.
my quick hits here were like, I don't think Nintendo's really gonna have anything here to be honest. But I think if anything, maybe Mario Kart DLC. But I don't think that's very likely if I'm being honest. Ghost of Tsushima Legends, I could see that having like a trailer here, an announced date. Marvel 1943, which just got pushed again, but I could see that having a new trailer.
That might get a final update.
Fable, maybe if Xbox is doing anything, I think Fable could be a good one.
Yeah.
Although I'd love to see Blade. And then I think Resident Evil and 007 First Light are like 100% happening. I think we'll get a new trailer for both those games because they come out super soon. And then maybe Saros as well. It could be another PlayStation one if they want
100%.
a new
I think you're
trailer
right.
for a thing that's coming out in like March or February or something like that. So yeah, I think Resident Evil, 007, and Saros are like the closest to guarantees for me in terms of just getting a new trailer, but not that exciting.
Yeah. No, I agree with all those. I think Bond's very likely. Saros very likely. Well, even then, Bond in the next 2 days is getting like a gameplay YouTube, breakdown or
week?
whatever. Yeah, it's December 3rd.
Okay.
So I'm happy with all this just because it seems like it's not getting delayed. So at first I thought was this one of those that they're rushing it out before GTA, but they're sticking to this date. It's still coming. So hopefully it's all good signs. So
And the Eminem DLC just came out today for
hell yeah.
for Hitman. So
There you go. You mind them.
you mind 'em. All right, Taylor, take it away.
All right, so I got a few here, and they're rowdy. So, the lights drop. A low rumble shakes the theater like subwoofers trying to simulate tectonic activity. Fog pours across the stage. The choirs begin chanting in Kuzdul Sindarin and something Warner Brothers swears is legally distinct black speech. Then boom, a 30-foot animatronic Balrog erupts from the back of the stage.
Oh, that game we heard rumored.
Its wings unfold, nearly clipping the overhead lighting grid. Pyrotechnic stagehands panic. Flames belch 6 stories tall, and the fire marshal leaves the room in tears. The crowd screams.
Wait a second. So you said this animatronic went bad? Like it's faulty? Or is this part of the show?
I'd say the
They're
room
trying to
is a
sell
little
it as
too
that
small.
happened, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying there was some actual stuff going on. So.
The crowd screams, some in delight, some in genuine fear, and then Jeff Keighley descends from the rafters dressed as Gandalf the White.
I was gonna make a joke that he's gonna reenact the thing, and he's gonna do it. Okay.
He's not wearing a cheap
Legend.
costume. This thing has WETA Weta Workshop insignias burned into the robes. The staff hums with internally mounted LEDs and a fog generator. His wig is too perfect, and someone in the audience whispers, "Is that actually Ian McKellen wearing a Jeff Keighley mask?"
Jesus.
And Jeff, dangling from a wire 40 feet in the air, bellows, "You shall not ignore this world premiere."
Oh, I would love to see him act this out.
He slams the staff downward. The staff's strike triggers a massive pyrotechnic blast. Not a spark, not a flame burst, an actual concussive shockwave. Rows 1 to 4 lose their hats. Rows 5 to 12 lose their hearing for 30 seconds. And rows 13 to 20 lose their composure.
I think it's gonna be the last Game Awards. I think.
I thought someone was going to lose their pants for a second there.
Yeah.
Some tongues out.
Jeff lands hard, Kate billowing behind him as as if powered by industrial fans. He takes 3 slow, dramatic steps forward. A life-size animatronic Shadowfax gallops onto stage. It's 18 feet tall. It roars. Horses do not roar. Jeff
It's like
mounts
almost as
it.
big as the Balrog.
Jeff's eyes say this is what gaming journalism was always leading to, and he shouts, "Behold, Battle for Middle-earth returns."
Oh, I'll do a backflip. I'll put the base sleep right on air and do a backflip if that happened. I knew, unfortunately, I fell asleep on the stream when that game got busted out, but I did want to see more of it happen. That'd be amazing.
Giant platforms rise up like Minas Tirith levels. One platform holds a full-size Urukai warband, actors and prosthetics swinging real-life weapons. Another
Why they gotta be real life weapons? They're just on stage.
Another platform reveals a 1-to-1 scale siege tower rolling forward on tank treads. A third platform lifts a motion-captured Olifant operated by 12 puppeteers. As this mechanical hellscape rises, the game trailer plays on a massive curved screen, but the audience can barely see it because a trebuchet fires flaming boulders across the stage. One projectile
People are
grazes the
dying.
Balrog's wing. It collapses onto a smoke machine. A stagehand sprint. Jeff continues the reveal while the set starts to collapse around him. He gives the developer commentary as calmly as possible, as if nothing's wrong. You'll command entire armies across a fully persistent Middle-earth map. A trebuchet shot slams into the stage 2 feet from him, with faction tech trees deeper than ever before. A rogue orc actor accidentally hits a pyrotechnic marker, causing a 10-foot geyser of fire to erupt beside Jeff. And for the first time, real-time hero duels. The Shadowfax animatronic falls over behind him. The house lights snap to blood red. Choirs scream. Every animatronic on stage malfunctions at once. The Olifant spins in a circle, trumpeting. The Balrog's wings catch fire. The Urukai try to maintain character but scatter. And Jeff, still perfectly composed, raises his staff one last time, shouting, "Battle for Middle-earth 3, coming 2027. Pre-orders open now."
Hell yeah. That sells some games.
Okay, yeah. So next.
That's insane. I will say that is more likely than Joe Pesci showing up at the Game Awards stage, in my opinion.
Wow, okay.
How many of these can I go through? Because I think I got 4.
Hit them all, if they're worthy. Or not.
Are they all that long, though?
That's fair. Maybe you could condense them, yeah.
Okay, that one is long.
Either condense or give us like the 2 best ones of the batch or something.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. What are the two? That one I think is a good one. And yeah, okay, I got one that's a definite for sure, and then 2 other ones I got to pick between. Which one to do, though? Maybe we'll do this one. Okay. The theater darkens. The temperature rises. Like it actually is literally rising. Hidden industrial heaters are cranking to life, turning the venue into 105 degree.
Balrog appears. They're all just Lord of the Rings adjacent.
105 degrees Fahrenheit, an Arakeen simulation. The audience members begin fanning themselves with SGF pant flips. A voice echoes, "He who controls the hype controls the gaming industry." A single spotlight ignites, revealing a 20-foot throne of sand center stage. It is unstable and collapsing in real time. And seated atop it, Jeff Keighley as Paul Atreides. This isn't
Whoa.
casual cosplay.
Is that the statue from the desert that we were talking about?
That's the
earlier?
one, yeah.
It's all coming together.
This is he. This is he hired the Dune movie's entire costume department for accuracy. He's in a 100% genuine still suit, moisture tubes wrapped around his arms, glowing blue Freeman contact lenses, a real Christ knife, a wig so perfect that people think he scalped Timothy Chalamet backstage.
Oh, backstage specifically. Jesus, it brings him there
Oh.
unknowingly. Yeah.
Jeff slowly rises, sand sliding beneath him, and lifts his knife to the crowd. And he whispers into the mic, "The spice must flow." The entire stage erupts as industrial wind machines blast thousands of pounds of sand across the front rows, and half the audience is blinded, and someone screams, "My eyes, my eyes!" But this is intentional. From above.
This is intentional.
Enormous sandworm animatronics tear through the stage. 3 of them, each the size of a school bus, controlled by 40 puppeteers. One lunges towards the crowd, and Jeff leaps off the collapsing throne like he's doing his own stunts. He lands perfectly, still whispering. The gamer awakens. Actors dressed as Sardukor, I can't remember how to pronounce that. Soldiers drop from the ceiling on wires, chanting in throat-singing harmony. They charge Jeff, who brandishes his knife, doing surprisingly competent combat choreography that endangers nearby bystanders. 2 soldier actors die, falling into strategically placed mounds of sand that swallow them whole. Someone in the balcony faints.
Just to announce a Dune game that's going to get a 7 out of 10 on Metacritic.
I like that. Yeah, it just described 2 people dying, and it's like, and then someone fainted. It's like, well, that doesn't matter anymore. Fainting is nothing compared to what just happened on stage.
Massive dispensers open up above the stage and release 50 pounds of fluorescent orange dust spice, and it billows into the crowd, coating everyone's hair, skin, and clothes. Like Cheeto dust. People choke, people cry, and people cheer. A man in the 3rd row yells, "This is better than E3."
the dead gaming organization taking shots of them.
Jeff lifts both arms as the spice cloud swirls around him, glowing under black lights, and his eyes shine blue. Suddenly, every phone in the audience vibrates violently. A notification appears. Attention, you are now spice poisoned. Only continuing to watch the show will save you. People scream and people laugh nervously. A few try to leave, but staff in still suits block the exit. The Dune drum begins. Jeff stares directly into the main camera. Ladies and gentlemen, behold the future of open world narrative adventures. The screens ignite with a sandstorm as the title appears. Dune, Sands of Destiny. A single-player RPG where you roam Arrakis on foot or by worm, you ally with freeman tribes, you navigate political houses, you customize still suits, you ride sandworms using real physics, and you influence spice flow across the entire planet.
Jesus.
Yeah, and then as Jeff goes to conclude, one of the massive sandworm animatronics malfunctions. Its giant jaws swing wide, snapping the support rigging. The worm falls forward, nearly crushing the front row, but Jeff, still in character, screams, "Fear is the mind killer." He sprints, dives, and shoves 2 attendees out of the way as the pyrotechnics behind him explode into a geyser of orange spice. Security swarms the stage, and Jeff, covered in sand, spice, and sweat and glory, looks directly into the camera and whispers, "And now let's take a look at what PlayStation has for us next."
That's the last time you ever saw Jeff Keighley ever again. He's killed 2 people. He's still doing promotions.
Dropping like flies.
Yeah, especially because I don't think like Keighley, like I don't picture him as like an actor, like having that charisma. So him doing the like, beware. He's like on the guy. Like I would think he's on some heavy drugs if he's doing that. So
all right, listen, this is the last one.
You think you can make it as quick as 9% of my Mac battery that's left, or do I need to run and get my charger?
I'll be quick.
I'm going. You know what happened.
The lights cut out, and then a single loud metallic
Just
gong.
like Travis's laptop.
Yeah.
The Undertaker's theme blasts through the venue's sound system at a volume so high that drinks ripple like the T-Rex in Jurassic Park. The crowd erupts, fog fills the theater, and pyro cannons ignite in random, unsafe directions. A 40-foot tight...
Did you purposely tell this ChatGPT to make it like people are at risk? Was that a prompt you put in?
Did you tell it to make things malfunction? Because
I didn't say malfunction, but I said like make these presentations like if you're a little careless, that's okay.
Nice.
A 40-foot Titantron lowers from the ceiling, showing a flaming skull surrounded by 8-bit graphics, Attitude Era clips, WCW intros, THQ menus, and Here Comes the Pain footage, all mashed together like a fever dream. The crowd is screaming, and then out of the smoke, Jeff Keighley emerges as the Game Jeff Keighley. He's wearing Triple H's leather jacket, Triple H's studded gloves, Triple H's water spit entrance routine, a long blonde wig.
Bring up the costume that they're talking about.
Knee pads with the Summer Games Fest logo, and a giant prop sledgehammer that's not foam. He stands on the ramp, raises the sledgehammer, and roars into the
giant
mic.
and prop, but it's not foam. So like it's
foam.
not just a real sledgehammer, but it is still a prop. I
Oh,
just
yeah.
like that distinction.
He roars into the mic, "Are you ready?" And he tries to spit water into the air, WWE style, but accidentally sprays the entire first 3 rows, causing 2 audience members to choke and one to slip off their seat. The crowd goes wild.
This is specifically the look that ChatGPT is referring to. Triple H with the classic leather jacket and O2.
Is it called
so
the
there you go.
game?
His nickname is The Game, Triple
Okay,
H.
because I was like,
yeah.
that's a really weird nickname. But that
Because
makes sense now.
his character was like a big politicker and he's a bad guy. He's heavily who I based my first Gauntlet couple seasons off of. He was all about just like taking the cheap ways, and he in the storyline he married the boss's daughter to get an upper edge on the competition, so that type of stuff.
Right.
That's so he would look like that guy.
Jeff marches down the ramp as 10 pyrotechnic pillars go off out of sync, nearly lighting a cameraman on fire. Massive fireworks erupt indoors illegally. Laser drones fly overhead, forming a giant DX logo, and a life-size hologram of Vince McMahon appears briefly.
Man, he was ousted from his own company for multiple crimes, and he's just a hologram.
I'll finish the sentence. A life-size hologram of Vince McMahon appears briefly before the lawyers shut it down instantly.
Oh,
Like,
the lawyers are just there on standby.
Vince is always like, what? Like, did Keith like go rogue? Be like, okay, can you put a Vince thing in there? Did you? Also, you asked these prompts to make like a wrestling game, a Lord of the Rings game, right? Is that what you did?
I asked it to,
Okay.
yeah. Animatronic wrestlers reenact iconic matches on platforms around the stage. I will say, like the Vince stuff, all the other specifics.
They
though,
couldn't
this
get
is
real wrestlers.
completely
They'd get
its own
animatronic
thing.
wrestlers. I'm sure the wrestlers would love to do that.
That's a lot of money too. Animatronic wrestlers.
Jeff reaches the ring, and yes, they have built a full regulation WWE ring on the Game Awards stage. He rolls inside, he grabs a mic, he pauses, he breathes heavily, then he screams, "Welcome to the greatest wrestling game ever created." Suddenly, glass breaks. Stone Cold's theme hits. A spotlight reveals Jeff Keighley, dressed now as Stone Cold Steve Austin. Oh, no. As Jeff Keighley #2, dressed as Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's a stunt double, but people believe it's really Jeff. He storms down the ramp with 2
Ian
beers,
McKellen in a Jeff Keighley mask.
smashing them together and showering the crowd. The real Jeff, Triple H Jeff, looks furious. And then, if you smell, The Rock's theme hits. A third Jeff enters dressed as The Rock, eyebrows raised, wearing a $5,000 Versace shirt that's
The
unbuttoned
most
to the navel.
egotistical award show I'd ever see that. It's not The Rock. It's a Jeff Keighley stunt double playing The Rock, and they're all Jeff Keighley's. Wow.
The crowd is losing their minds at the 3 Joff era. All 3, Jeffs climb into the ring when they start fighting.
Chop.
Jeff Keighley powerbombs a man through a table. The real table, real splinters. The audience gasps. Security rushes in, but they get choke slammed too. A referee slides into the ring wearing a Fortnite shirt for sponsorship reasons. Jeff #1 pins a security guard. 1, 2, 3, and the bell rings. The Titantron explodes with visuals of WWE Ultimate Anniversary, a mega compilation featuring every wrestler from every era, every arena ever made, every finisher, taunt, theme, and entrance, GM mode, story mode, career mode, legends mode, all wrestling game engines selectable. So No Mercy on
game
64,
engines? So cool.
SmackDown
This
versus
would
Raw.
be- This would be the gimmick. You'd be hearing about this for weeks. My God.
Here Comes the Pain, 2K Engines, Fire Pro mode, and a brand new open world backstage mode. And the tagline appears: every wrestler, every move, every era, one game. The crowd explodes.
That's a great tagline though. That's a great. That's like you just described Smash Ultimate for,
Yeah, it's
for
like
the
the
gaming
Smash
community.
Everybody's here, but like just more wordy.
Yeah, no, that was great.
The music stops, and then Triple H Jeff picks up the sledgehammer. He points to the Titantron, and he whispers, "Time to finish the fight." And then he smashes a prop electrical panel. Everything blows. Massive sparks rain down. The screens flicker. The ring ropes catch fire. The audience is evacuated, and the building loses power, so the show's delayed for 27 minutes. As security
Specifically
drags
27
As
minutes.
security drags him away, Jeff shouts out one last line: "Available this holiday season, brother." There you go.
He would.
There
He
you
would
go.
say that.
Man, Jeff's a busy guy. I want him to do one of these one year. Not the hurting the people, but
Yeah.
you
Everything but hurting the people and like spitting on them and stuff. I'm
yeah,
not into bodily fluids from Jeff.
Or sand in people's eyes. Terrible.
Yeah. Spice, fire.
Yeah.
random cans.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor, that's always a good time. Just the zaniness that you can conjure up with that thing. So thank you for getting that. Thank you guys for joining me for these predictions. The big show is next week. I'll probably do a live watch along, and if anyone's
Nice.
available to join me, I don't even know what the hours are of that show, but we'll see. At the very least, we'll do a podcast covering all the announcements and the winners and stuff like that afterwards. Yeah, so thank you everyone for listening, and we'll see you again next week. Bye bye.
Bye bye.